It only seems like yesterday that I was doing one of these streams. It was yesterday, actually. It's coming around so quickly. I mean, we're having such a quick turnaround of games. It's Thursday, Sunday, Thursday. It's absolutely manic at the minute. Anyway, don't forget, guys, to drop a like on the stream. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you hit that bell icon and you'll be notified of any new content as and when we upload it to the channel, such as this. As you know, I'm Gatesy. This is our pre-match discussion ahead of the visit of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool to the London Stadium tomorrow afternoon in the Premier League clash. Apologies that Duke is not with us. He may well turn up during the course of this broadcast, but those of you that were watching the post-match for the Ghent game yesterday will know that Duke has got a very busy situation going on, that he's doing a great thing. Actually, it's a Care for Veterans Day. If any of you guys that are watching are anywhere near the vicinity of Dartford and can find yourself getting to that address there, that is Duke's Pub. Now, just to fill you in, if you don't know, if you didn't catch the post match of the Ghent game yesterday, it's Care for Veterans Day. Any unwanted gifts have been donated for a raffle, and it's in aid of raising funds for veterans and their care. Activities that he's got lined up. I'm just looking on the Twitter page here. World War II item appraisal by Siobhan Tyrrell and Mark Smith. They've got lookalikes. They've got World War II vehicles. They've got a Biggin Hill Museum curator and all sorts of special guests. One of whom, if any of you guys know films like Lock, Stock and Snatch, I think he was in, a guy called Frank Harper. He's meant to be turning up. Duke was going to try and have a word with him and see if he could get him on the channel, but being he's a mad keen Millwall fan, I rather think his chances are rather slim. But there you go. So if any of you guys are anywhere near Dartford, that's the place to be. And as I say, it's for a really worthwhile cause. Duke, as I say, he's running around like a lunatic as we speak. So if he can't make it on, he sends his apologies, but it is what it is. He's doing his little bit for a very worthwhile cause. So let's turn our turn our attention to the matter at hand. Match day 11 of 38 in the Premier League. West Ham against Liverpool at London Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as I say, the games are coming thick and fast, and we're playing a team that, as I recalled this, unbeaten in the Premier League. That's going to change tomorrow, though. But they're a magnificent team. They're a really good team, but at the minute we're playing some really good football, and even when we're not managing to maybe go at our free-flowing best, like in the Villa game last week, we're still managing to grind out results. The first 20 minutes of the Ghent game, we looked absolutely appalling, but we've got a point away from home in a European game. Could have been a really big banana skin. And we've come away, and we've qualified from the group. It's now just a question of, as far as the Europa League is concerned, whether we go through to the last 16 or whether we go into the playoff round against the teams dropping down from the Champions League. So obviously we want to try and avoid the latter situation. So let's try and hopefully, fingers crossed, we win that group. Anyway, I'm going to get up on screen what I believe is going to be the 11 to take to the field. I'm also going to try and give a little bit of context, because there's a few positions that I'm thinking could be arguable. And I'd like you guys in the live chat to get involved if you would be so kind. So I believe in goal, Areola, I thought, was brilliant in the first half. I know a lot of people turned around and said, "Oh yeah, but the goal he should have done better with blah blah blah." Listen, he was put in the cart by poor defending by Issa Diop. In my opinion, I used to play in goal. I think he did well to get his hand to it. To be perfectly honest, he didn't quite get enough on it to get it wide of the post. But these things happen sometimes. It was a powerfully struck shot, in all fairness, and it was moving at a quick speed. So I don't really blame Areola for that, but he made some tremendous saves afterwards that kept us in the game. So, but I think it will be Lucas Fabianski coming back between the sticks. Aaron Cresswell at left back, because to be honest, we know that as far as the left back's concerned, what are our other options? Well, Arthur Masuaku, No, not for me, not at left back. Or Ben Johnson or Ryan Fredericks that shifting across to the left. Square peg, round hole, anyone? So Aaron Cresswell gets in, not only just for the fact that he's a natural left back, proper left back, but also his delivery. If you take his delivery out of the equation for us, we're a much lesser outfit, because don't forget, an awful lot of our goals are from set pieces. And he is usually the guy that's making the deliveries. It's usually people like Ogbonna, Dawson, Diop, Souček that are on the end of it. But he's the one that's usually feeding the ball in. So his delivery will be absolutely critical. So he has to play for tomorrow. Back to central two, Ogbonna and Zuma. Up until Thursday, I was one of the guys that was turning around and saying that, do you know what? I actually think that it might be coming close to the point where maybe there's a transition from, the old guard to the new, and maybe Diop might be coming in fairly soon at the expense of Ogbonna alongside his French countryman, Kurt Zouma. However, as I just said, he didn't exactly have a great match, or certainly the opening goal was down to him. He was a major factor in that goal. So I think Ogbonna is going to keep his place alongside Kurt Zouma and Ben Johnson. Now, Vladimir Tufau obviously got the assist for the equalising goal for Saeed Benrahma. I didn't think he had I thought he was much better in the second half, but I thought we as a team were much better in the second half. It wasn't just him. But I think that Ben Johnson's the number one right back right now. Not much in it, admittedly, but right now he's in the box seat as far as the right back slot is concerned. So Vladimir Tufau's going to have to be patient. That's just the way it is. So Ben Johnson's the right back. Now, the double pivot in front of them, Declan Rice and Thomas Souček. No more needs to be said. I know Thomas Souček was quite unlucky with the goal that made it 2-2. But as Duke said in the Have Your Say segment, if he didn't get a shout from the goalkeeper, the ball's been played in by Preciado. It's instinct. He's going to go for it. 9 times out of 10, he'll put that out and it's a corner. We defend the corner and we win that game 2-1. That was that one time in 10 where it went wrong and it flew past Alphonse Areola. Nothing he could do. So we move on. The front three ahead of them. Now, this is where I wrestled a little bit, because I'll be perfectly honest, I thought Lanzini had an excellent game. I thought Lanzini had a really good game. And I was looking at it and thinking, well, does he possibly come in for Pablo Fornals? Maybe even for Jared Bowen? Does he come in for one of those front three? I think there's a case. However, I think that David Moyes will stick with the tried and tested formula in the Premier League of Fornals, Benrahma and Bowen. And then up top, he's going to go with Michail Antonio. So it's not really anything revelatory, although, as I say, I did wrestle with Lanzini, or maybe even dropping Thomas Souček and dropping Lanzini in alongside Rice. I don't know, but I suspect that this is the team that he will go with tomorrow. So I'm just going to have a look at your comments. We've got someone in. We've got a Liverpool fan in. How you doing? Hope you are well. Hope you've subscribed. That's the most important thing. You are welcome along, my friend. Okay, so that is the West Ham team. Moving along, that is what I believe the Liverpool team will be. So, again, not really anything surprising there. Alisson Becker between the sticks. Now, I've just finished a recording with a Liverpool fan. His name's Douglas, and he's got a YouTube channel called The Dugout Football Channel. When I've got to do some editing and before I upload it to the channel, once I've uploaded it, once you've watched it, it would be really much appreciated if you could give this guy your support. He's also got Twitter and Instagram handles as well. So I'll put that on the upload as it goes out. But he's a really nice guy, really articulate. Now, this is the team I put together, and I put this together before I did this recording. Now, Andy Robertson, left back. He made the point, Douglas, that Kostas Tsimikas, who's come in and played at left back, he wouldn't be shocked if he's the one that plays on the left of the back four at the expense of Andy Robertson. We shall see. Central pairing in defence, Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip. Could be Ibrahima Konate alongside Van Dijk, but I think it will probably be Matip. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold as the right back. Midfield three, you will have Fabinho as the anchor. And anyone that was listening in medium wave, I said anchor, Anchor, as opposed to any other swear words. And then ahead of them, the club captain, Jordan Henderson and Thiago Alcantara. And then the front three. Now, Roberto Firmino's picked up an injury in the game against Atletico in midweek in the Champions League. So his place will be taken very likely by Diogo Jota. And either side, you'll have Sadio Mane and Mo Salah. Mo Salah. I think that at the minute, Mo Salah on current form. Hey, TDT, hope you're well. I'll say it. On current form, I think Mo Salah is, at the minute, the best player in Europe, possibly the world, on current form. He's just ridiculous at the minute. I mean, if you look, he's got 10 appearances in the Premier League, 10 goals. He's got 4 appearances in the Champions League, 5 goals. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. He is really on fire at the minute. And we need to keep him quiet. There's no doubt about it. Because if he gets in behind our back four, we're in all sorts of trouble. All sorts of trouble. And if it's not him, it's Sadio Mane and Diogo Jota as well. And there's another guy, obviously, that we're forgetting about. And he's a guy that we've been linked with. Divock Origi. He's waiting in the wings as well. Could he maybe play as the number 9? I don't know. I suspect it will be Diogo Jota. I'd be very shocked if it was Origi, if I'm being completely honest. But they've got a really, really strong squad. Really strong squad. But that's what I think that the 11 will be. So you guys in the live chat, if you want to get in your West Ham 11, your Liverpool 11, give us your formation. Whatever, knock yourself out. But as I say, they are the teams that I suspect will take to the pitch tomorrow at London Stadium. Okay, so moving on, I've got the head-to-head record here between ourselves and Liverpool, and it doesn't make great reading if you're a West Ham fan. 28 wins for West Ham, 37 matches drawn, 78 defeats. I mean, that's scary. I know we can only deal with the game tomorrow, but historically, that is absolutely appalling, absolutely ridiculous. I sort of think to myself, that period, 2015, we went to Anfield and got our first win in, 40, 50 years? It was something ridiculous. Up to that point, in my lifetime, we'd never won a league fixture at Anfield. Absolutely astonishing. Really is. And then you look at the last 10 that we've played in all competitions. Well, there's not a single win there. We've drawn 2 and lost the rest. I'm struggling with that one. I mean, I know what Duke would say if he was here. He'd turn around and say, but tomorrow's another game, Gatesy. And he's right. He's right. Tomorrow's another game, another set of circumstances, another set of players and all the rest of it. But you look at all the historical things and you just go, oh my goodness. But David Moyes, I've got no doubt, will galvanise the team. He'll have the team as well prepared as he can. He'll have them as drilled as he can. I think he knows that we're going to be having less of the possession of the ball. And that's fine. That's fine, because last season, that was usually the case in most of the games that we played. We would usually have 35, 40% possession of the ball. And we still managed to, in the end of the 38th game of the Premier League season, find ourselves in 6th place. So the fact that we will probably have less possession, that in and of itself isn't really a concern. What is a concern is that we've got to make sure, because obviously Mane is rapid, Salah is rapid. We're going to need to make sure that they're shackled. Now, whether that means that we've maybe got to double up, I don't know. Obviously, the problem with that is if you're going to double up on Mo Salah, well, it's going to leave a gap for somewhere else. That's inevitable. So we've got to be disciplined. We've got to be tight, compact, and deny them space in behind. Because, as I say, if we are playing too high a line, they're going to be rubbing their hands. They're just going to be sitting there, and with all that space to run into, it's just going to be a quick ball, and they're going to be through. And yeah, I fear if we don't set up correctly, if we don't apply ourselves for the entirety of that match, tomorrow could be quite a tough game. However, score prediction. I've got a funny feeling tomorrow we're going to get a 2-2. I've got a funny feeling it's a Desmond. Like what we had the other day. I think that we've just got something about us at the minute. We've just got this grittiness. We've got this determination, a will to win, if you like. Like I say, I'll use the game last week against Aston Villa as a case in point. We didn't play well. Especially when we had a man advantage, I thought we was actually quite poor. I thought that Villa were the superior team at that point. Yes, I am. I thought that Villa were the better team. But we managed to just weather the storm. We managed to tough it out. And we managed to get the third and the fourth goals with 10 minutes to go and 6 minutes to go, respectively, and see the game home. Now, that's the mark of a good team. That's the mark of a team of characters. And that's the thing with David Moyes, is the players that he's bringing into the club, the players that he has brought into the club and will bring into the club in the future. He's not just going to buy players on the basis of what their skill set is. That's part of the process. But more fundamentally, he's going to look at what makes them tick, what they are like as humans, what they are like as people inside, Are they prepared to work hard? Are they prepared to understand that they are a component within a much bigger machine, i.e. West Ham United? If they're players that are a little bit egocentric, like say a Cristiano Ronaldo, magnificent player, but someone of that ilk that's quite self-centered, if you will, would never work under David Moyes, because it's all about me. I'm not saying we're going to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm just plucking him out of the air. But a player of that type, a Zlatan, someone that's, quite a, sort of big figure and all that, wouldn't work under David Moyes, because that's just not, he's not going to sort of get that sort of player. He's going to get a player that's much more selfless rather than selfish. Does that make sense? So, yeah, that's basically sort of where we're going with sort of the players that we're getting in. And we get, as a result of that, a blend of fighting, combative, do you know what I mean? Sort of players that will run through brick walls and fight till the very end. I think we're going to get a 2-2. I really do. I think we're getting a 2-2. Is that Luke? I hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you in the chat there. Ito, I'll tell you what, I'm going to say, I think he looked really good the other day, Luke. The only thing that I would say, I think he's 27, 28, isn't he? 27, 28. Don't get me wrong. I mean, would he, if we would get Jesse Lingard in through the door and he's 29, then I would probably say fine. But I guess if you was to say Ito or Lingard, I think I'd probably still go for Lingard for the simple fact that he's proven in the Premier League. Whereas Ito, I'm not too sure. He did look good. I'll give you that. Quick. He can play some great passing. I mean, that pass was the first goal at Pansil opened us up like a packet of crisps. Really did. But yeah, I just think Ito, I'd take him. I'd absolutely take him, Luke, 100%. But if Lingard's available in January, I think I'd go for him. Tell me what you think, Luke. If it was Ito or Lingard in January, if we've only got enough money for one of those two, I'd go for Lingard. But There you go. Both teams have been getting goals. Score draw is a good call. Yeah, listen, I don't think it's beyond us. I think if David Moyes will have a plan, I have no doubt of that. David Moyes knows Liverpool's strengths and weaknesses. He knows what our strengths and weaknesses are. He'll work out a strategy. Fingers crossed. Hopefully this is not commentator's kiss of death, but I'm sure he's got a strategy that's worked out that will try and get the best out of our players and try and nullify their strengths. The only thing that worries me is the game that took the corresponding fixture last season. I went into that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys did as well, with an awful lot of confidence, kind of like what I'm at now. And I thought we were quite poor at the end of it. I thought we showed them far too much respect, almost bordering on fear. And it was quite disappointing because we'd obviously got used to and have got used to that sort of combative nature, that sort of, we're going to get in your face and we're going to we're going to stand up and be counted. We're not a dirty team, but we can mix it if we need to. Do you know what I mean? We're quite streetwise. And that game disappointed me because we went away from that. We went away from that and showed them far too much respect. And they just picked us off. And I think if I remember rightly, was that not, or was it the previous game? No, I think that was the game at Anfield, wasn't it? Nico Williams came in, made his debut and was man of the match. Everybody had said beforehand. I think that was the game at Anfield. I think I'm getting those two games muddled up. But yeah, that really disappointed me. That game. So hopefully David Moyes would have learned from that. Hopefully he will take the lessons from that and be able to implement a strategy to nullify specifically Salah. Like I say, Salah at the minute on current form is the best player in Europe, in my opinion. If there's any players that are ahead of him, it's a short list. I'll tell you that now. Yes, it's got to be Jesse. Will give us that winning mentality going into the championship minutes of the season. Yeah, I completely agree, Luke. I think, and I know Duke disagrees with this. Duke is very much of the opinion that Jesse wanted to stay at United, so stuff him. I can see it from another angle. He's a Manchester United fan. If I was good enough to have been a player and I was in that situation at West Ham, I think I'd find it very difficult to relinquish my time at my boyhood club. So I completely understand why Jesse sort of thought, I need to give this another go, especially given the fact that 5 minutes later, who walks through the door? It's his idol. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. So he's got the opportunity to work with a guy that as a kid he looked up to and went, that's my hero. And now he's in a position where he can walk through the door and he can go, right, I can play with him. I can learn off him. And maybe I can kickstart my career at United again. Now, obviously, it hasn't worked out. We know that now. It hasn't worked out. But you know what? I don't blame him for trying. I really don't, because I'd have done the same thing if it was me. I really would have done. It hasn't worked out. Now, if we've got an opportunity in January, this is just my opinion. If we signed him in January, would he make our squad better than it is now? Yeah, you're damn right it would. You're damn right it would. So this thing, and like I say, that's Duke's opinion, and Duke and I are good mates, but we don't agree on everything, and this we don't. Duke's very much of he turned us down. Let's just draw a line under it and move on. Stuff Jesse, whatever. But I'm much more like, listen, the landscape's changed. He's a player that will strengthen us. We can give him a home. Why cut off your nose to spite your face? The past is the past. He made a decision. He's made the wrong decision. He knows he's made the wrong decision. We've got an opportunity to getting a quality player for a nominal fee, So this game will tell West Ham and their fans how much further they have come and how far they have to go. 100% TDT. 100%. We'll know when that final whistle goes tomorrow how good we are. This is a really good barometer. I know some people might turn around and say, but we've beaten Manchester United, but we've beaten Manchester City. And yes, I agree. They were very pleasing victories, but I'm not daft. That wasn't our full strength team, and that wasn't their full strength team. Tomorrow it will be. And if we can get some sort of result, and even if not a result, even if we lost tomorrow, if we lost, say, 2-1, and we looked at the performance and went, do you know what? We really made them work. They really had to, put everything on the line, and their goalkeeper was their man of the match, and we hit the bar, and, this, that, and the other. Do you know what? I wouldn't be happy with the result, but I could at least have some sort of solace and go, do you know what? We're on the right track. We've got a bloody good team. That's a team, Liverpool, that 2 seasons ago were Premier League champions, and the season before that were European champions. They're a quality team. And if we can put up a performance that makes them work to the very end, happy I will be, no matter what the result. Exactly that, Luke. He had a chance to play with Ronaldo. Yeah, you would. If that's your boyhood club. Right. My hero growing up, like I say, if I'm going to put myself as a player, I'm going to sort of wind the clock back to when I'm in my sort of late 20s, 5 years ago. If I was good enough to have been a footballer and I was at West Ham and I wasn't getting minutes, and all of a sudden Tony Cottee walked through the door, my hero growing up, right? Which probably gives you an idea of how old I am. Anyway, I want to stay. Even if I knew my chances of playing were quite limited because of the quality of the players ahead of me. You look at in the position that he's in, Sancho, although it hasn't really worked out for him, but, Sancho, Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, Ronaldo's now an obstacle to him, despite the fact it's his boyhood hero. But like I say, I can't blame the guy. I really can't blame the guy. But there you go. Anyway, we've gone off on a little bit of a tangent. It happens quite a lot. I got some nuggets for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show them to you now. Since doing the league double over Liverpool in 2015-16, we are winless in our last 10 Premier League games against them, drawing 2 and losing 8, as I showed you in that previous slate. Liverpool have won 4 of their last 5 away league games against us, with 1 drawn. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. That was the game that James Milner was about 2 miles offside and the goal stood, wasn't it? He was in the car park at Westfield. Yeah. And looking to win 3 in a row at West Ham for the first time since doing so between 2003 and 2007. Only reigning Premier League champions Manchester City with 80 and reigning European champions Chelsea with 66 have earned more Premier League points in 2021 than us with 62. And this is already the most points that we have won in a single calendar year in the competition. So from here on in, every single point we win is a new record. It's a good time to be alive. Liverpool have scored 19 goals in their first 5 away Premier League games this season, with only 2 sides in the history of the top flight ever scoring more at this stage. Manchester United in 1907-08, and before anyone says it, no, I was not alive then, and Manchester City in 2011-12, both with 20. Since a run of 6 defeats in 7 Premier League games in February and March, Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 20 Premier League games, winning 14 and drawing 6, and have scored at least once in all 20 games with 50 goals in total. Liverpool have scored at least 3 goals in each of their last 6 away league games, netting 22 goals in total. In the entire history of the Football League, only one team has ever scored 3 or more times in 7 consecutive away league games, with Birmingham City doing so between November 1892 and September 1893 in the second tier. No, I wasn't alive then either. West Ham have made the fewest changes to their starting 11 in Premier League games this season, with 4, while no side have used fewer different players than the Hammers in 18. Despite this, only Chelsea with 15 and Manchester City with 11 have had more different goal scorers than David Moyes' side this term with 9. Liverpool's Mohamed Salah has scored 9 goals in 8 Premier League appearances against West Ham. Oh, I don't like this one. He could become the seventh player to score 10 plus goals against the Hammers in the competition, making them the side against which the most different players have reached double figures. I don't like that one, but Mohamed Salah has scored in each of Liverpool's first 5 away Premier League games this season, only the second player to score in his team's first 5 games on the road in a season after Thierry Henry in 2001 and 2002 for Arsenal, who failed to score in their 6th. The last player to score in 6 away top-flight games in a row was Sergio Aguero in August 2017 for Manchester City with 7 in a row. Last one. Michail Antonio has been directly involved in 17 goals in his last 22 Premier League games at the London Stadium for West Ham with 11 goals and 6 assists. He is also the top goal scorer with 19 and assister with 12 at London Stadium and is one of 3 current players to be outright top for both goals and assists at a stadium in the Premier League, along with Jamie Vardy at the King Power and Raul Jimenez at Molineux. And I'm back in the room. So, there's your nuggets. And as I speak, I've had a phone call. Now, it's Duke. Hang on. Right. I'm going to send him. Has he sent me a message? I don't know. Hang on. Right. Hang on. You can tell this is live. Hang on. I've just sent him a message saying I'm live. And he'll go, I forgot. Mate, don't worry. Listen, like I say, he's really busy at the minute. It is what it is. He's up against it. So there are your nuggets, ladies and gentlemen. Now, bookies don't often get it wrong, do they? Bookies don't often get it wrong. Let's have a little look and see what the bookies say. So, Bet365, other bookmakers are available, ladies and gentlemen. Last time I looked, we are at 7-2 on 7-2, and Liverpool are 11-8 on. The draw you can get for 3-1. Where's your fiver going, ladies and gentlemen? Where's your fiver going? Personally, as I said earlier, I'm going for a 2-all draw. So my fiver is going on that 3-1. So that's not too bad. Let me know where your fiver's going. So if you want a little sneaky half-time, full-time bet, well, West Ham half-time and full-time will only get you 6-1. Not really very, very much. Let's have a look here. Draw 13-2. Now that could be worth a punt. Liverpool draw 14-1. Not bad. West Ham draw 14-1. I think obviously given that I'm looking for a 2-2 draw, that's where I'm looking at. You guys might have something else on your mind. So, there you go. Let's have a look. Goal scoring odds now. Well, there's no real shock there. Mo Salah to score anytime, 6-4 on. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. He is odds on to score any time. But as I say, he's scored more than a goal every single game in all competitions this season. The guy is on fire. Absolutely ridiculous. If you look at the first 5 in that list are all Liverpool players, and 2 of them are probably going to be on the bench. 13-8, Divock Origi and Takumi Minamino. How's your luck? 7-4 for Michail Antonio. He's 6th on the list. Andrei Yarmolenko, 7th on the list. And again, he's probably going to be on the bench, 12-5. Where would my fiver go? Well, do you know what? My fiver would go on a guy that's not even on that list. Because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, Thomas Souček, he's going to have a point to prove, isn't he? He really is. I mean, he got that own goal on Thursday. I think he's going to have a point to prove. He hasn't scored a goal aside from the own goal. And I just think to myself, he's really going to have a point to prove. So I'd put a fiver on him. I don't know what the odds are because, as I say, you look at that list, he ain't on it. But Thomas Souček would be someone that I would really fancy to get a goal tomorrow. I'd be really interested to get a price on him and put a fiver on Thomas Souček to get a goal. But tell me what you think. Right, score predictions, ladies and gentlemen. You guys in the live chat, give me your score predictions. Home win, away win, or draw. What's the scoreline? Give us your first goal scorer as well. Put a little bit more meat on the bones. I'm going a 2-2. Do you know what? Stuff it. First goal scorer, Thomas Souček. How'd you like those onions? Boom. First goal scorer, Thomas Souček. West Ham 2, Liverpool 2. That's where my money's going. That's where my money's going. I'm going to put in a call to my bookmaker, and I'm going to say, right, give me the odds on Thomas Souček to get a first goal, and I'm going to put a fiver on it. So I'll say Bet365 are doing the draw at 3-1. So I'd probably put me fiver on that. Thomas Souček opening goal. Come on, you guys in the live chat, don't let me down. Come on, don't let me down. Here comes Steve. Away win. First goal scorer, Salah. Steve, what are you doing? What are you doing? Away win. Oh, mate. Can I block you? No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking, Steve. You know that. Oh, do you know what? As I said earlier, if we get beat, we get beat. That's life. It'd be the manner of the defeat that would bug me. The defeat in the corresponding fixture last season really frustrated me. Because we gave them that match. We literally rolled over and had our tummies tickled, in my opinion. Sahil Aziz 2-1. I take it that's a 2 West Ham 2 Liverpool 1, is it, mate? Come back at me. Yeah, like I say, for me tomorrow, I can against the teams likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, and Chelsea. Don't get me wrong, I want to win every game, but I'm not unrealistic. Oh, he's going 2-1 West Ham. Cheers, mate. Thanks for clarifying that. Who's your first goal scorer, though? Give us your first goal scorer as well, mate. Come on. Yeah, those three teams are on a different level. So kind of against these three teams, I'm a little bit like, do you know what? It's kind of a free hit. If we win, great. If we don't, I'm not really expecting it. But so long as we can get some sort of performance where, like I say, for me, I always want to see my team, West Ham, running a team ragged. And if we get beat, so long as that other team is absolutely shattered in the endeavour of getting that 3 points off of us, and we've not handed them that 3 points, they've had to rip that 3 points from our grasp, I ain't got a problem. Fine. We did everything we could. It just wasn't our day. What would frustrate me is, like I say, that game in the corresponding fixture last season where we looked at it and went, what was that? Seriously? And everyone looked at it and thought what I did. We've handed them that. Handed them it. No one's got a problem with being beat. It's the manner of the defeat. Steve, can't see it any other way. Mind you, I thought we'd lose to United and City in the EFL. I would be delighted to be wrong. I'd be delighted if you're wrong, mate. I agree with you. I think that, listen, they're what, 11-8 on favourites with Bet365. Bookies are very seldom wrong. There's a reason why they're odds on favourite. There's a reason why Mo Salah is odds on to score at any time with the bookies. And there's a reason why the first 5 goal scorers in the goal scoring odds are all Liverpool players, 2 of whom probably won't even start tomorrow. They're a fantastic team. I've got no problem with that. But David slayed Goliath. Just saying. Antonio and Benny, says Sahel Aziz. Antonio and Benny. I'll tell you what. Benny. Shall we talk about Benny? Right. I'm going to talk about Benny. That was a great goal, wasn't it? That second one. Absolutely fantastic goal. Knocked it round the defender. Went the other way. Received it. Accelerated into the box. Fended off the defender. Yes, the goalkeeper was absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. I've never seen a goalkeeper that when you're faced with a shot makes himself smaller. As I say, I was a goalkeeper when I was younger, And I was always told, make yourself big, stay up for as long as you can, make the strike and make the decision for, put the pressure on the opposition. He didn't. He shrunk. He made himself smaller. He made the target bigger. But I don't care. Benny scored an absolutely fantastic goal. Saeed Benrahma, I was a bit concerned. I'll be honest, the previous 3 games or so, I thought he'd kind of started to revert back to the Saeed Benrahma that we saw last season. That was a little bit so-so, as opposed to the Saeed Benrahma we saw in the first 6 or 7 games of the Premier League season, where I looked at him and went, now this is the Saeed Benrahma I remember playing for Brentford and looking at and going, wow. My brother spotted Benny probably about 3 years ago, 2-3 years before he signed for us. And he raved about him. He said, Rob, this guy is a cut above. This guy should not be playing in the Championship. He's a Premier League player. And he actually said, I'd love to get him at West Ham. Lo and behold, a few years later, we did. We've got him. Took him a little bit of a while to acclimatise. And obviously, with a guy coming up from the Championship, that's fair enough. He's now acclimatised. Like I say, he had a bit of a dip. And I've got to be honest, I thought to myself, is this sort of like, do we now need to put Lanzini in? Now, he's obviously had that game on Thursday. And as far as I'm concerned, right, Benny, he stays in the team. If he hadn't had that game, then it might have been, and obviously Lanzini had the game that he did on Thursday. It might have been a little bit more like, right, do we play Lanzini or do we play Benrahma? We've got that either or sort of thing. Now, both of them had a good game on Thursday. So I'm now looking at it, as I said earlier, I'm now looking at it and going, could we make room for both Lanzini and Benrahma? Could you do that? Could you have 2 players of that ilk? I don't know. But, hello! How are you?
Oh, yeah. Well, that was fun. I'm sorry I'm late, and for everyone that's
don't worry about it, mate.
Outstanding. We've had, I'll be honest, so much fun. So much fun.
Well, once I've done this, I'll be up, mate.
Yeah, a lot of the reenactors have gone. They were older fellas. With,
Yep.
These guys, and it's fucking freezing out there, Rob. I'm not going to lie to you. It is so cold. So the reenactors have gone. They've packed away a lot of the weaponry because obviously that was kept outside. So we've bought all that and we've closed all that up. We've still got the raffle and everything else going on.
Yep.
They're still selling some of the merch, as you can see here. I've got a lovely jumper.
Why don't you give it a plug again to the people that might have joined since yesterday? Go on, give it another plug.
Bit of a DJ tonight. Basically, guys, my pub, we've been doing a Care for Veterans Day. We've had a few reenactors. We've had a few. One of the guys downstairs, a gentleman called John. For those of you who remember Dad's Army, okay, so you remember Dad's Army?
Yes, I do.
You know the geezer. There it is. So the geezer. He was the spiv. He was the guy in the suit with the trilby.
Yep.
He had the cash, didn't he? And he was the one selling all the watches, and he was the one selling the like the ladies' under like stockings and stuff.
Yep.
We got a guy basically being him downstairs. He's probably going to be leaving soon. He's been amazing. We had Siobhan, Terrell, Mark Smith. They've now gone. They only had I think 3 people come up for things to be evaluated. Some medals and stuff, but from the raffle and the other bits and pieces, I think we've probably raised close to 400 or 500 quid now. We've got the DJ tonight, so we're going to be open till midnight. This is one of the special prizes that was donated to us. So those of you guys are going to be able to see this.
What is it?
It's a
Pinewood Studios
tour, a VIP tour of Pinewood.
Oh wow!
They donated that to us. It's a price. You can't buy these. It's a price. Literally, there is no price on this. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. This is why I got caught out and got a bit late because it blew up and was really good. And, hey, listen, DT, eventually, right? Listen, I'm here. It's what we
Listen,
do.
you
So where
know
are
I
we?
can. We're almost finished.
That's all right. What we not talking about anymore then?
Listen, you know how frustrated I was last season, and I know you were as well with the corresponding fixture, how we performed. That's the one thing listen, I've got no problem if we get beat tomorrow. That in and of itself isn't really a concern because, as I said to the guys in the live chat, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, they're on a completely different level to us. Let's not say any. Let's be realistic. They are on a completely different level to us financially, historically, yada yada yada. Right, but so long as we can beat Manchester United's, if we can beat the Leicesters, if we can beat the Evertons, the Arsenals, the Tottenhams, that will propel us and obviously take care of the rest. We've got a chance of finishing fourth. I really do believe that.
Oh, listen. If you're talking last season, this season, the only thing I expect tomorrow is to go out there and compete.
Yep.
Okay. Get out there and compete. I don't care if we lose 2-0. As long as we get out there and we compete, we give it a game. I don't want to see the shit I saw last year. Let's be honest, and I don't think any of us do.
No.
I don't want to see what we had last year, where we were at home. We set up incredibly defensively. There was no mentality of trying to get forward. It was all about trying to keep the clean sheet, and you're not going to do that against Salah.
What would be your 11 if you was David Moyes, and everybody's fit, everybody's available? What's your formation to try and counteract? Because let's have it right. Mo Salah right now is probably the best player in European football on current form, right? He scored 10 goals in 10 Premier League games. How would you go about trying to nullify him?
Play our game. Play our game. That's it. Go out there tomorrow. If I had to pick tomorrow, Areola, Johnson, Bonner, Zuma, Cresswell, Rice, Souček, Fornals, Ben Rama, Bowen, and Antonio. That's it. Strongest lineup. 4-2-3-1. Don't change nothing. Go play our game of football.
Would you try and make a place for Manuel Lanzini?
No.
Okay. That ends that one then.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. The only way you shoehorn Lanzini in is if you remove Fornals from the left and go with 3 across the middle of the park, deeper.
Yeah, okay.
Souček, Lanzini and Rice. And then you have the 3 kind of up front. But that changes how we play our game. That's not our game. Our game is a 4-2-3-1. You can have the ball in your half. You can have the ball up until probably the D of the halfway line, the circle in our half. Once you come into there, we're coming for you, and we're going to get that ball back and back off. All right? They can't score the ball in their half. We're good at that. We know that that's what we do. You can keep the ball there.
Yeah.
Makes no difference to me. Fluff on me as well. But we also need the attacking threat of a Ben Bowen and Antonio. That's straightforward.
That's a big call.
That's brave.
That is a big call.
That's brave because then we don't have anyone to hold the ball up. That's my only concern, is we need someone to hold the ball up to bring Ben.
Do you not think Bowen could do that?
Bowen into the game. No,
could Bowen
not in the same, not with the same level of capability as Mikel Antonio. As we know, Mikel Antonio is one of the best in the Premier League. He's one of the best in the Premier League at what he does. Come here, will you?
Is that Logan?
You know, he holds the ball. Yeah, I'm tying blooms together. He holds the ball up better than, I'd say, 90% of the strikers in the Premier League.
That's fair.
The only one that I think would be more difficult to knock off the ball would be maybe a Lukaku, as in sheer strength.
Yeah.
Overall, we play our game and make Liverpool adapt theirs to combat us. What are you doing? Wait. There you go. Right, now get out.
Logan!
Come
here.
Rob wants to know. You come here.
Logan, come here. What are we?
What?
That'll do.
We got it. Well, get out of there. It's all about taxes. So I shouldn't mind because we've got to stop. In my opinion, it doesn't have to be in agreement with anyone else if they don't want to agree with it. My opinion, we need to make other teams change their tactics and adapt the way they play for us. We've proven the way we play works for us with the players that we have.
True.
We proved it against United in the Cup. We changed players, but I think the system is pretty much the same. City changed the players, but the system was pretty much the same. This is what you and me were talking about, Rob, in the pre-season when we went down to watch Ebbsfleet. The under 23s don't play the same formation and system. So how can we expect them to walk into the team if they're not training at least in the same way that Moyes wants them to play?
Which is really weird because when you take Ajax. Ajax is a club in world football that is renowned for bringing players through from their academy into the first team. They're very prolific at it. And their youth teams to their first team all play the same formation, all play the same way, essentially. So exactly that, what you just said, so that when a player breaks through into the first team, it's not like they've got to adapt to a different shape, a different style of play, because it's what they've been playing since the age of 8, 9, 10, whatever.
Yeah, listen, I'm at a point, where I want this to be a part of our club, Your formation, your tactics, your however you want to put it, needs to be the same from grassroots upwards in your club. Because how can you, if I'm not being funny, if we don't coach and tactic and play and all the rest of it, then you're not going to have that next person to fall in and take the place if Rice from heaven forbid gets injured or leaves, whatever. You've got no one that's going to step into his role from the youngsters because none of them play the same way.
Yeah.
None of them. Sorry.
It's been a long day.
It's already, and I've still got another 9 hours to go, believe it or not.
You love it, really?
Listen, I wouldn't have it any other way. Play our game tomorrow. As Steve's just said there, we are outstanding on the break. Absolutely outstanding. Ball it to Antonio. Feed the three that are coming from behind him. Is Antonio, Fornals and Benrahma. We know Fornals can pick a pass better than most.
Yep.
We know Benrahma can beat players better than most. We need to we just need to play our game and go out there and give them some food for thought. Liverpool are an outstanding team.
Yeah, massively.
And they will be there or thereabouts. Points or goals this season is going to separate them and City, I feel. And I think at the end of the day, tomorrow gives us a big chance to see where we're measured up for the rest
score
of the
prediction.
season.
What's your score prediction?
My head. My head says 1-1.
Okay. I'm guessing your heart says we're going to win it.
My heart says 2-1 West Ham.
Ooh. Which are you going with?
There is part of me that is swaying both ways on the
really?
On the 2-1.
You're going both ways, are you? I did wonder.
No, I'm going both ways with the 2-1.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you were talking about something else.
Yeah, myself. Both teams can win it 2-1. Both teams can win it 2-1.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I hope
I've
I'm wrong and we win 2-1.
I've gone 2-2, but Sahil Aziz in the live chat has gone 2-1 West Ham. Whereas Mitchlet has gone 2-2. He's gone for a Desmond as well. Or she. Listen, this is the problem. I don't know. It could be a female. I apologise if I've just said he and it's a she or whatever. I've got no idea. Steve's gone 2-0 reverse.
I said Quasimodo, didn't I, yesterday? That's his own fault.
Oh, dear.
He ain't getting a cup now. Screw it.
What? Hang on. What do you mean? What cup?
Still empty. I've got no idea.
We're going to test anyone that's watching that's wondering what are these, right? We got a couple made up, just prototypes at the minute. We're road testing them. We're going to stick them in the dishwasher and do whatever. And then hopefully, if they stand up to the sort of like the Duke and Gatesy test, we're going to get a few more and maybe put them out there for you guys to give us a couple of coins and maybe get your loved one a Christmas present. Who knows? So, yeah, indeed, TDT. Yeah, we're very honest. Sometimes we're too honest, aren't we?
This is what it is, isn't it? I'm not going to ride behind any false pretenses on this channel. I'm a knob. It's quite simple.
That's fine, no problem. Right.
Oh,
well, hey, what? Oh, yeah.
I'd walk across the back.
Yeah, no. She's quite happy that they got rid of their manager. I'm not. I thought he was doing a great job.
Oh, yeah.
But there you go.
Go
anyway, I've been prattling on for the last 57 and a bit minutes. Final thoughts, Duke, before we wrap it up.
Final thoughts. I look like the Emperor.
You look like. I was just about to say that. Yeah, you look like the Emperor. I'll tell you what. Should I sort of get my my Yoda outfit?
I was just saying, I thought you were going to get your lightsaber out. I was hold up a minute.
Strong in the ways of the Force, are you, young Skywalker?
There's something wrong with us, too. Seriously. I didn't have any original faults, to be honest with you. I can give you my faults in general. Listen, it's a tough test tomorrow. There's no... they say there's no easy games in the Premier League, and we're proving that we're becoming more and more difficult to play against for any side outside of the top 5, top 4. Now, stop it.
Oh, now, look at this.
No.
And she spelled candle wrong.
Yeah, I was about to say it's LE, genius. Typical stuff. We are at a point where we're becoming one of the more difficult teams in the Premier League to play against. And Liverpool are going to find out just how difficult we can be tomorrow. And I think we're going to play completely different to the way we played last year. Now, I've got 1-0. If we do actually pull this one off and we win, then we see how far we've come in 12 months.
Tomorrow's the yardstick, isn't it?
Because 12 months ago, we were absolute patients. So
I think your internet's playing around, old son.
It really does. I think I'm back. Grace is playing Fortnite next door, so
it's not a window, Steve. It's my back door.
Sorry, Grace. I didn't realise. Bloody kids using up my internet.
I was going to say you pay for it.
Yeah, I know, right? So tomorrow's the yardstick. Tomorrow's where we judge what we're doing, how far we've come, how far ahead of the dirty spuds that we are. And I know she's listening because she's typing comments, so she knows she's a dirty spud. I've got 1-1. I'd like to think we can do it 2-1. Just go out there and play our game. Make Liverpool make adjustments to their game, not us make adjustments for them.
That's fair. That's fair. Right. I'm going to end it there, Duke, and I'm going to get myself ready. I'm going to come over to your pub, and I might have a couple of light owls with you, mate.
Yeah, right.
Let's do it.
Did you hear this?
I can hear it. Yeah.
They're insinuating that I can't be disciplined and put a break on it when needs be. I don't know what they're on about.
Listen, do you remember the first Fulton Wine get together? Do you remember how you were when you left the pub?
Yes.
I think they've got a point.
All right. Okay.
All I'm saying.
You had to let them know, didn't you? You had to let them know.
Who? Your or
everyone else?
Wow, that's your own fault.
No, there you go. It is what it is. Guys, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Duke, what are they doing to that bell, matey?
Beat the crap out of it.
Beat the crap out of the bell. Beat the crap
out of the bell.
There you go. Just going to put these last two up on screen. Delighted with a win, happy with a draw, not too unhappy if we lose. Yeah, I guess what you're saying, W&P, is sort of providing obviously that the performance is of a suitable standard. Behave yourself, Steve. Behave yourself. Yeah, they're slandering me. There you go. Anyway, right, I'm going to disappear, and all I'm going to say to you guys, Duke, what are we?
Fucking massive.
As always. Come on, you Irons.